And Hathaway is marking a special occasion by fighting for reproductive rights. The actress took to Instagram to celebrate the 16th anniversary of the beloved flick, The Devil Wears Prada, by sharing throwback snaps from set, including pics of her co-stars Meryl Streep and Emily Blunt. But in the caption of the post, Anne shared a not-so-subtle message about the recent controversial overturn of Roe v. Wade. Quote, "Looking back on photos of this beloved film that shaped the lives and careers of so many, mine included, I am struck by the fact that the young female characters in this movie built their lives and careers in a country that honored their right to have choice over their own reproductive health." Anne wrote in part, noting that she wants to see all her fans in the, quote, fight. Anne's post comes 1 week after the Supreme Court's decision to strike down Roe v. Wade, and she isn't the only celeb that has blasted the reversal. Jodie Sweetin spoke with Access Hollywood about attending an abortion rights protest in Los Angeles after news of the overturn, and detailed the moment she got shoved by police.
You know, my initial reaction, I couldn't eat that day. I was shaking, I was upset, I was terrified. I have 2 daughters who are 14 and 12. Who I know that this greatly affects, and I know that as safe as I am here in California with my choices, that there are, hundreds of millions of women across the country that are not, and their lives will be forever changed.
And obviously you've been very vocal about it, and you were out there with a lot of the demonstrators over the weekend. Explain to us what happened when you guys were out there.
We were out there. We were passionate about using our First Amendment right to protest and to speak our voice and to speak up for our rights. We were being calm and as peaceful as possible, and things happen. But at the end of the day, I just keep saying I don't want to make this about me, and I want to keep bringing it back to, if people are bothered by what they saw, I hope that they reach out and they start doing some work in their communities for police violence. Here in LA, there's a great organization called Community Control Police that's run by an incredible woman who does work on the ground every day for families and victims of police brutality. So if that bothered you, let me tell you, I've seen a lot worse, and so if I can bring attention to that, then that's the whole point.
Well, obviously we did see that video, especially what prompted that interaction with LAPD?
We were there protesting, and I was standing there on my bullhorn and had come around the back, and they were walking me through that police line there, and one of the officers grabbed the handle of my backpack and threw me from behind as we were walking by. And that was it, And I picked myself back up and dusted myself off, and we marched for another 4 or 5 hours through the streets of downtown.
Now, I know that, the video was shocking. Were you all right after that?
Yeah.
Were you shaken up? Or?
Having been out there for the last several years, and, people who are really active in the protest community can tell you, that's really tame compared to what we see out there. I've seen people run over by cars. I've seen people, beaten really severely by all different kinds of people. So it's, being out there, what the risk is. But for me, I know that if I have a platform and I can raise the awareness about what's going on in the world, then I feel it's my obligation to do so.
What do you hope people take away from all this? Because this is all major news that's happening that affects millions of people. So what do you hope people take away from this?
What I hope people take away from this is action, is that there is no action too small, whether it's, calling your representatives, whether it's getting out in the streets, if you can afford to do that, to stay, united in mass protest. There's so many ways that you can take action. You can find these organizations in your city. You can help those families affected by police violence. You can help our LGBTQ family who's out there. There's so many ways to take action and help others that even if things don't directly affect us, I feel that with privilege, it is our obligation to then come out and use anything that we can to try and raise awareness.